So, we talked about popcorn brain, and that's what happens when we spend too much time on our phone. There's also this concept of brain drain. What happens to us and our brain power even when our phone is close by but not in use.
성공을 위한 채널. 현대인들은 항상 스트레스에 노출되어 있고 그것은 두뇌에 안 좋은 영향을 미치고 있죠. 그리고 스트레스 받는 요인 중 하나는 휴대폰을 통해 나쁜 소식들을 듣는 것입니다. 이러한 문제를 설명하고 해결하기 위해서 아디티 네룰카가 이야기를 해줍니다. 그녀는 하버드 의과대학의 교수이자 의학 해설가입니다. 또한 멘탈적인 회복을 위한 연구를 하고 있죠. 그런 그녀가 말하는 스트레스 관리 방법에 대해 알아보죠.
What is a popcorn brain?
Most people have popcorn brain. Popcorn brain is a biological phenomenon, a real biological phenomenon coined by a man named Dr. Levy, a psychologist. And it is essentially your brain circuitry starting to pop based on overstimulation. So it's not like your brain is actually popping, but it's that sensation of popcorning because of spending too much time online. It is hard to disengage from what's happening online because there's a constant information stream, and it is difficult to live fully offline where life moves at a decidedly slower pace. Popcorn brain is an affliction that nearly every single person has right now. Think about what you do when you're waiting in line at the grocery store. You're not just like letting your brain wander, pondering things, you are on your phone. Popcorn brain, on the other hand, is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It is what defines modern life. Those two are very different things. And when we are feeling a sense of stress, we are especially prone to popcorn brain. Why? Because when we feel stress, we talked about the amygdala, right? Like that part of our brain that is focused on survival and self-preservation. Back evolutionarily, when we were all cave people, there was a night watch person. And that person would sit by the fire, the tribe would sleep, and that person would scan for danger to keep the tribe safe. In modern times, we have all become that night watch person. And we scroll incessantly when we feel a sense of stress because it is our primal urge. It is the way our amygdala feels a sense of safety.
스트레스의 원인 중 하나는 나쁜 소식을 접하는 거죠. 하지만 오늘날 우리는 위험을 감지하기 위해 휴대폰으로 나쁜 소식을 계속 접하게 됩니다. 그러면 팝콘 두뇌가 안 되기 위해선 어떻게 해야 할까요?
So the goal is really not to limit our social media use or media use because we know studies have shown that it is not about abstinence because that actually doesn't have a positive impact on our mental health or our well-being. But what does have an impact on our mental health and well-being is decreasing our reliance to our phones. You know, most of us check our phones 2,600 times a day. That is a statistic. 2,617 times a day is the average number of times a person looks at their phone. So, we talked about popcorn brain, and that's what happens when we spend too much time on our phone. There's also this concept of brain drain. What happens to us and our brain power even when our phone is close by but not in use.
휴대폰을 자주 보면 두뇌에 좋지 않습니다. 그렇지만 현대인들이 휴대폰을 멀리하긴 쉽지 않죠. 그럼 어떻게 해야 휴대폰에서 자연스럽게 멀어질까요?
First is time limits, 20 minutes a day, and set a timer if you have to for engaging and consuming. The second is geographical limits during the day. Keep your phone 10 feet away from your workstation. And the third is to set some logistical limits. So creating some sort of boundary in a digital boundary could make all of the difference in your relationship with your phone. Being an informed citizen is critical at all times, especially now. You have to be an informed citizen, but you have to create some digital boundaries so you're protecting your sanity and protecting your mental health.
오늘날 우리는 두뇌를 혹사시키고 아프게 하고 있습니다. 두뇌를 건강하게 보호하기 위해서는 휴대폰을 최대한 멀리하는 습관을 만들어야 합니다. 그렇게 하면 두뇌는 건강해질 것이고 이를 바탕으로 자신의 발전에 더 도움이 될 것입니다. 여러분의 건강한 성공을 기원합니다. 재미있게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드려요.